Hello, everybody. I am here. It is good to be back. Like I said, I think I may have actually cut it off in like the couple bonus matches I did before the last or after the last stream, but I was on just taking a week off for Thanksgiving. I had spent a lot of time with my family and didn't want to lug my PC back home, and my little laptop could not handle streaming, so I took a few days off. But it all worked out because this weekend was the LCQ and East handled streaming that. So he's got the cast of it. If you want to watch it, check it out. East_25 on Twitch. I don't think he put it on his YouTube. It's like a 7-hour video. Anyways, that was awesome. Congratulations to everyone who made it. It was really, it was a really great watch. I think it was a good peek into the meta and sort of what we're gonna see at Worlds. Because honestly, like Worlds is next week. There's not a whole lot of time to switch teams or anything. As far as what I've been doing, I haven't just been laying around the last week. I've been trying stuff out. Out of all the teams I've tried this patch, what I have noticed, well, I guess this is the new patch. And since 1.5, I started with kind of like a target rep team. To be this one, and in the end it just felt bad. Anytime I faced double fire, which is really common, especially now that Platimus and Volphy both got nerfed, meaning two of Fire's biggest counters are just poof gone, so like Tolkien Hazrat are just plaguing everywhere. But it's just not working nearly as well. Also, Gallios is banned for Worlds, which was one of the other Tems that this team just utterly destroyed. Plus, it has Platimus and Volphy on it too. So long story short, I just don't think this team's going to cut it. Then in my last couple of videos, I tried, maybe just one or two, but anyways, I tried out maybe a Stolly or Extinction team, because I know Tortonite got buffed, and I was messing around with Extinction on Kapire and some like bulky Barnshee. That wasn't really cutting it either. But then 1.5.2 came out, and I was looking through the patch notes again, and I'm like, you know what? Pig got Boomerang. I've always kind of memed on Pig, because until now, Friendship Pig has always been niche at best. You kind of have like double Debris Typhoon, and it was fun. It was cute. It wasn't good because you had to have so much speed in Pig that it either didn't do damage or it didn't take any hits, and both of those things are really important for Pig. But with Boomerang, you really don't need to have speed investment, because Boomerang gives you all the speed you need. You can with base speed Pig, you can outspeed 232s using normal prio, which is a common speed breakpoint to hit. So I've been trying out a whole bunch of different variations of Pig teams. We're calling this one Bulky Piggro, like Bulky Aggro, but it's Pig. Because Pig is just the main meme of the team. And I think no matter what, I'm bringing Pig to Worlds in some way or another. I might still make some changes, but this is what we're going to be trying out today. I'll go briefly through the spreads, because right now everything's just sitting at 232. I could speed creep it some. I know that I face people who are definitely speed creeping that. But since I'm only hitting 232, I'm opting for more bulk than damage in most of the team here. So you'll see a Kapire with max HP and less attack. Firma, hello, welcome. Move does have max attack because it doesn't really interact with the type chart. It always gets value from higher attack. So one of my favorite leads has been Pig plus Mooflank, because Mooflank just bestial charges, and then Pig just boomerangs and amps the damage of one of the hits with Friendship. And you turn one, you're chunking like one Tem for a third of its health and the other Tem for 2/3, and then Goring just finishes something off. So I'm sure I'll do that a couple times today. Chimerian, very standard HP attack. Now, there's not much to say about it. I do opt for sharpening over Sharp Leaf or Rage. I did consider going like Slingshot Sharp Leaf, but there just weren't enough use cases for a turn 1 nature move. It would only be in a scenario where somebody picks Oshiara turn 1 and doesn't have a fire to pair with it, but almost everyone has Tolkien and Hazrat, and Hazrat Oshiara lead, I would never pick Chim into. It's just... I don't want chicken, so... Thanksgiving's over. No more turkey. This is the pig build I'm opting for. I guess I do have a little bit of speed. I think that was for... I forgot what it was for. I calculated at some point. It might have actually... I've made so many changes to... Oh, it was for Moala. It was to outspeed Moala Transient Echo. That's what it was. With Boomerang. Just because Peg is more or less a damage amplifying support. So it's not... You want Pig to go first on your team, but it's not worth investing enough speed to outspeed stuff like your move like Goring or Glass Blade from Shim. It's just not worth, because that would be an extra 200 TVs in speed or so you'd need. Pig using Ocean Dashing, one of the most comical things in the game, especially if it hits something like Moments. It is pretty funny. So like one of the problems with Pig is being a mono wind, it does get walled by two types. One being wind and the other one being electric. Electrics it can't do much about, but winds, two of the most common winds are Tuvine and Turok, both of which do get hit super effective by Oshidashi. It only does about half, but it's still pretty nice. And if you amp that damage with Friendship, it can do even more. Since Oshidashi actually is normal prio, it'll actually be the move that gets amped rather than the other way. If I refer to damage amping at all, it's just really Friendship for the most part. And then I go for 81 stamina and sweatband because Pig gets ignored a lot, and it just wants to constantly dish out boomerang, boomerang, boomerang. And then Turbo's not cheap either, and Oshi is even more expensive. So it just allows Pig to stay on the board and just keep being a nuisance. And it's super good. Well, it's not like... honestly, it's not top tier, but it's so much fun. Next we got Moala. So... I think I said in my last video that I was going to try a Kapire, Mooflink, and Moala core. Well, I kind of threw that in here. Moala is like top tier pivot right now. Because you swap it in to eat a hit with insane bulk, and if it lives that turn, well, your opponent's board is just asleep for 2 turns, and you can get a Zen Med and anything else. So I'm never going to pick Moala on lead. Its turn 1 options are Double Gash and Telekinetic, neither of which are really great, and Jinx Whisper would give them Alert by the time Hypnotist procs. I'm just not a fan of that. That's why I also have Nito over Haito. It's... Moala, I kind of get mixed results with so far. It's either so good that it gets banned, or my opponent has like a Digi or 2, an Electric, and then a Crystal, and it's just kind of like, like resistant Gialis or something. Moala doesn't do much into that. One of the most common Tems right now is Gazuma. Gazuma just T-Prisons Moala a couple times, and pretty much it's out of commission. But I have like significant bulk in it. I don't need like any speed. I have 1 point of speed just because it's a very common speed breakpoint. I think 162 is what it would be normally. Is the same speed as base speed Turok, base speed Adoro, and like 2 or 3 other things maybe go wrong. I don't know. It's just I figured I might as well creep that a little bit. And then yeah, just split defenses just because it's already got even defenses, and then some attacks so it can't be ignored. If I'm able to kill something the turn before Hypnotist procs, that's even better. Rather than having like a Tem on 10% get slept for 2 turns, that doesn't matter nearly as much. Here's something else I'm trying with the team that's a little fun. It's actually a speed-invested Gario. Also, I had the Gario hit this point too, and I guess the Moala is just for Nito, to the defense drop. Essentially, Gario, I just really wanted its typing. I wanted a water type that wasn't weak to Toxic, and also was able to hit, or it wasn't weak to Electric or Toxic, and that really just leaves Gario. I would have considered maybe one of the Quaishes, but Iridescence is bugged, so PSA, just don't use Quaish right now. At least Iridescence is bugged, so don't use that, please. It's kind of just bug abuse at this point. But I can get used to the Ice Cubes with this amount of speed. Cold Geyser for anything super slow. It's pretty tanky. It can live Plagues from a non-fully special attack invested, like Amphitheater, even some Volfies. And I mean, it's a pretty standard Gario set. Also with Autotomy, it most people won't even hit it for the first couple turns just because of the evasion. Grumper is pretty standard. I found the 200 speed is just the general best breakpoint for Grumper. It outspeeds max speed Inky with Sludge Gift. It outspeeds Golzy. It's a little loud. It outspeeds Golzy Oshidashi with Sledge Gift as well, so you can at least chip it down. And it doesn't need too much bulk to survive a hit or two. Unfortunately, Inductor is also bugged. Inductor is by far my preferred trait for Grumper. But Coward's Rest is interesting. You can kind of get out of bad scenarios with freeze teams or sleep teams just by resting with it. I think the trait has potential, but really I just want Grumper's typing. And it's so unfortunate I can't use Inductor. So we're just kind of like discount Grumper right now. Grumper would be like the main Tem I'm looking to switch. But Grumper's defensive typing, being able to resist Toxics and hit wins super effective is so valuable. I think there's not a whole lot of other Tems that can do that. There's like Garunder I guess. So he's just kind of like my alternative Garunder. And there's a pretty standard Saku set. With the stamina increases to Narco Hit, a while back I had to modify my set from what I was using on my MSI team. So I just invested a little bit more stamina for a good rotation. I've also got Pedal Dagger instead of Lifeful Sap. I feel like games are going by too fast lately. Lots of just really quick damage, and I'd rather have Pedal Dagger. Also, with the turn 1 damage amp of Pig, it's nice to have an option. I still opt for Boomerang over Debris Typhoon, just because the priority does come up in cases against like Nidrasil. It's a common Tem. So that's kind of it. Refreshing Diabolos, items are pretty self-explanatory on most. Double Screen on Grumper, and there's no point in having bait because he's Coward's Rest. I could have Camo, but that also wipes Coward's Rest. And also, I've found that having Camo on a Tem, it doesn't work great with Turbo because it wipes all stat buffs on swap in. Had a Nestla on this team before, and kind of the Grumper and cover for both Grumper and Gario a little bit, and it just didn't quite pull it off. And then, you know, Chim is... I don't have a Luma Chim yet, so that's why we're doing a Chim Radar in the background. I do have a perfect Luma Saku, but I didn't get Pedal Dagger when it got added, and so it just... that ETC just got added to the pool, and it's super expensive. I'm going to see if I can pick one up at some point, but we're probably going to wait until... the price goes down a bit. So I'm going to see if I can go grab a Tyrannac from one of my boxes to turn off Hostile. I had completely forgot about that. Yeah. I guess one spawned in front of me. That was interesting. Let's see. So we have to have teams locked in. For me, it's essentially by Thursday. So only got a couple days in Halacho. Thank you for stopping by. Yamio's very annoying for that reason. It does wipe negative statuses as well as Ballet also, thank you, hello. Like I've used Camo to wipe like Tesla prisons before. Plenty of times. So I mean it's not bad, it's just it's my wrong Tyra. I don't use Tyra very often. There it is. Gotta take something out of the party though. You can sit there, chubby. Also, at the side park, I actually got a Toxolotl Luma, so that's cool. It even has Narco Hit, so I was able to save some Pansons. Hello, Lore Weaver, welcome. We got. I'm sure it's not just content enjoyers today. I'm sure there's gonna be some scouters out there, but it's the risk I take. I think this team is still not exactly what I'm going to be running. I know I'm going to change spreads around. I think I'm going to change Tems as well. I'm trying a few different variations of it. I've tried some entirely different stuff. I also put together... Oh, I didn't even put the Tyra up front, though. I have put together a hyper Piggro variation as well, but I'm running the numbers in my head, and while it sounds great, it probably exists, and I just don't think it'll pull it off. You might see that tomorrow though on stream. And nothing, if nothing else, it'll make good content. More stream tomorrow. That's the hope. It's kind of like a question of how much information do I want to give away to my opponents. It's because I know that there's scouters. I'll see some of the other top players in the worlds just hopping in and spectating my games. It's like it's not like I particularly mind, but at the same time, if they figure out my speed tiers, my items, and everything, there goes any advantage I have over them. Because it's not like I'm going to go around scouting them. I mainly play just for fun. And even Worlds, it's like, I'm going to try. I'm going to give it my best shot. But I'm not going to go and invest an extra 2 or 3 hours every day this week checking the top players to see if they're online and watching their games. Even so, it's not like I'm going to change my team entirely just to go and counter somebody. We won't know our matchups until after we've already had to lock in our teams. But that's not to say somebody couldn't look at my team and be like, oh, he's got a pig, I'll throw an extra electric on my team just so I have something to counter it. Or something. Hello, Hazrat, welcome. I mean, I've looked at a lot of top teams. I would say the two most common and probably top tier Tems right now are Gazuma and Mashuk. And both of them pair super well together. I think those are going to have a very high play rate. I actually forget what Tems had the highest play rate in the LCQ. Lots of people are still on Platamus and Volphy. I feel like that's more or less comfort picks. I don't think they're... I think they're much more in line. Still probably like B+, maybe even A- tier picks. Just because Volphy is defensive typing and... Volphy's defensive typing and Platamus is just one of the better waters. I was looking at different water types, and that's kind of how I ended up with Gario, and there's just not a lot of great ones. Gazuma, Volerend. We're the top two in... Okay. Volerend makes sense too. I think Tsubaki and Genesect that helped out a little bit too. I'm a little surprised to see Volerend still as popular. It completely walls Volphy and Platamus, but those two got nerfed, so I don't think it's as valuable. It sucks a little bit that we're gonna face Combusta here. He's a great player and loves his Doom. I really like his playstyle. However, he's running Gallios, which is banned, so it's not as great a practice. And thank you, Hazarov. I know Aix offered some free scrims as well. I might take you guys up on it. We'll have to see how the next couple days go. I know I've got some homework to do too, and I want to get ahead. And then even so, on Friday is when Dragon Quest Monsters: The Dark Prince releases. The day before Worlds. It could not be much worse. I want to play that game so bad, and I don't have any classes on Friday. I was planning to just stream the thing all day. I might still do that, even though it's literally the day before Worlds. So if anyone's interested in seeing what that game looks like, or watching me try out a different game, I'll definitely be running through that at least sometime in the next week or two. Let's see. I know not all of y'all like variety content, and I'm sure the day before Worlds you'd want to see some more Temtem. But at the same time, it's literally gonna be Temtem all weekend, so maybe a break from that would be nice. Lowaddle's a pain to deal with. Things infinite scaling. Problem is he's got Kazuma and a Volgon, so Pig doesn't even get that much value here. It's got me so hyped over Dragon Quest. I played Dragon Quest Monsters Joker back when I was a lot younger on the DS, and it was one of the better monster battlers I've ever played. Like Temtem is definitely at the top. I would say this the monster system in Dragon Quest Monsters is better than Pokemon for sure. I I don't want to bring Gario into Double Nature either, but we're going to because double. Um, I think it's gonna have an online competitive scene as well, and that might be something I'm looking to get into. I I love Temtem, but if it's the only game I play, which right now it almost is, I'd like some variety, and I think Dragon Quest is that variety. It's still the same genre, so I think y'all would enjoy it as well. Their customization in the game is so good because there's you can pretty much give any sort of monster any any sort of the like moves in that game through their fusion system. As far as I know, I'm kind of keeping myself spoiler free, mainly going off what I learned in previous games. Valiar is kind of the biggest problem right now because it hurts move flank. If I can get move flank Pig going on the rest of the team, I think I'll be in good shape. I think he's going to swap out the Valiar. Doesn't have any good turn ones anyways. If he swaps Valiar for Volphy here and I double into it, I think I just lose. I think he's doing that for one of the slots. I just don't know which one. I could split attacks. Maybe it's just better to split. Ugh. Oh, he had Jinx Whisper. I can't know that. I can rest though, and then get the Coward's Rest. Kinda hoping he'd Doom the Grumper there, so I could just rest it off, but it happens. Now, I don't know if the Valiar is just gonna sleep the Chimerian. I don't have a status I can apply with Grumper. I can swap into Gario and then use like a side Cold Geyser if my Chimerian's asleep. I think for now I'll just Frond Whip, predicting a swap to Volphy. And then we'll do the rest on Grumper for the Coward Rest. Oh, I forgot to mention also, we hit 300 followers on Twitch. You guys have been even following me when I've been offline. So I just want to say I do see you and thank you so much. It's a pretty cool break point to hit. Curious to see what he'll do here. He could break my evasion and then resin trap or something. As a Cassette Beast song comes on, that does remind me, like Cassette Beast is one of the better monster tamers I've played as well. I definitely love that battle system, but it didn't have any real online or PvP functionalities. If it did, I'd probably be interested in getting into that. It would be nice to have multiple games to have competitive scenes. Just create an actual schedule where it'd be like, oh, Tuesday, Thursday, Temtem, because it starts with T, obviously, and then maybe like Friday, Monday, I go and play something else. He does get the Volphy swap right when I wanted him not to, but it makes sense. Grumper's evasion will wear off here as well. And he side revits, okay. Alright, well it's Chim's last turn. I'm gonna throw a Frond Whip on the Volphy. I'm going to save Grumper. Grumper's really good against Gazuma and Cycrox later on. This would be a good turn to get Pig in. Resist, hopefully, a Dust Vortex coming this way. Nice. He does double the slot, but something had to take the hit. And look at how well Pig takes it. Now I can just click Oshi on the Volphy. Moments will get refurbished here, which sucks. There's nothing I could do about it though. I could double into the Moments right now, but getting rid of the Volphy is going to be pretty helpful for allowing Grumper to come back in. Problem would be is if he swaps in Valiar, which he is going to do because I have a move flank on the board. It's good damage on the Moments though. He's getting these predictions really well. I run into him a couple times, so he knows my plan a little bit, I'm sure. There's a Digithread on the move flank. It does quite a bit of damage, but I don't think the Doom counter is going to matter all that much. We'll throw a Bestial Charge and a Boomerang at the Valiar. Thigh Wave on Pig. I should be able to take one more hit from this Valiar. Or from those Moments. I don't think even -2 that I'm in danger of dying. I don't think that's an OX. No, it's not an OX, but he can't attack, or else he will OX now. I have Held Anger. Probably just gonna throw it out at the Moments, try and knock it out. Actually swapping in Cycrox here, a little surprising. Yeah, Cycrox should just go down here, between the Held Anger and the Boomerang. No, it's a very bulky Cycrox. Pig does go down here. Unfortunate, but it was always gonna happen. Bringing Gario here because I guess I don't really know. It's just tough. He's got 2 natures in the back. He made sure to keep both alive right when I needed him not to. I know he's got an insanely bulky Gazuma too. This thing's like 0 speed, 0 special attack, and 500 HP, 100 defense or 400 defense. So I'm just gonna tickle it here. Just break the evasion. Able to get the KO on Cycrox, some chip on Gazuma. Just for a Tesla. Makes it so the Moments outspeeds me with Resin. And probably a die to a Plague from Volphy. I don't know how offensively invested it is. But I basically have no way to kill Volfi now. This was just a tough matchup. I probably didn't even need to ban the Gallios, but I just did because it's not even good practice to face it. Because it's banned in the tournament. Just kind of like how I banned Koish's. What's wrong with Koish? Koish, with Iridescence, takes, rather than taking 10% extra damage, it takes 33% less damage. Which is just nuts. Yeah, there's some special attack invested in that moments. It's only way I survived that was if it was 0, and even then it was still questionable. GG's. I'm sure most people are just abusing it, or most people that are abusing it probably either don't know or just trying to get their 2 daily wins for the rewards, which it's hard to blame them. It's like he liked my speedy grumper. Since I had Grumper and Chimerian, I probably didn't need to ban. Ban the Waddle there. I probably could have banned the Volfi instead, and that would have freed me up a lot. Would have got rid of his defensive swap for Chim. Volfi's still a solid Tem. What? Most people just replace Sledge Gift with Sandstorm, so it still has an Earth move always up after the first turn. And people are just scared to run melees right now because Digi-Aggro is fairly popular. I know that there were at least 3 of the same exact Digi-Aggro team in the LCQ. I think 2 of them qualified too. So stacking melees and mentals is just tough. Lots of people putting Reactive Vial on their Mushuks so they stand a better chance. Though it helps against wins as well for the Mushuks. Mentals are even in a worse position just because there's still electrics around. Gazuma being top tier. And crystals too. I'm not sure how this team would fare against Digis. Gario kind of helps, but the problem is you can't one-shot a lot of Digis. Like, you can't one-shot Munko. I'd like to just ban Munko, but the team's fairly weak to electric. Or some other stuff as well. Alright, someone dumb. We got double Earth, so Hazrat and Mudrid aren't, even Scaravolt aren't too bad immediately. And I just want to ban the Golzy. You know, oh, yeah, we're gonna ban the Golzy. Because if I ban the Golzy, then I'm not required to bring Chim. I would have wanted to bring Chim if you pick Golzy, and then he has 2 fires, potential embers. Unlikely, but like mainly just Hazrat. And like I said, I wasn't afraid of Hazrat because I have double Earth. Even got a couple wins, so. We'll pick the Grumper first, just because I know I want it this game, even if I just swap it out turn 1. I'm hoping he doesn't pick Mudred here, but if he does, I can't just pick Saku because I have Petal Dagger on it. Yeah. I was one approach countering Golzy anyway, between it covering its own weaknesses and having Charged Iron Filings. It's always been a pain to deal with. Chim gets banned now, so I'm gonna ban the Barn Sheet because that kind of counters some of my remaining Tems. Yeah, Golzy is always kind of a pain. Its only access to Prio is on the electric side, and it's Hasty Lunge. So it's kind of limited in Prio options. You can beat it down with stuff like it's Crystal Spikes. It's pretty weak too, and it's any amount of damage. You can. It's not great in neutral matchups. It counters its own weaknesses, but if it was up against say my move flank here, it would pretty much lose. Unless it has Oshi up, and even then, I think move flank just takes hits better. It even loses against like this Kapire, because Kapire can take an Oshi and a Charged Iron Filings, and 2 Quetzes will finish off Golzy for the most part. Pig's actually really nice here because he's got double Toxic and Mudred, which I can smack with an Oshi. So basically with Golzy, you actually don't want to hit it super effective, unless it's turn 1 with an Earth or Crystal, because its only turn 1 melee option is Uppercut, which isn't all that great. I guess that's out of like Wrenching Massage. Wrenching Massage is going to be something you probably never see on Golzy, unless it's a really goofy, bulky Voltaic Charge set. Golzy's run Iron Filings over Sparkling now. I think it's almost always Hasty Oshi Uppercut. Last slot's kind of flex. I've seen Show Off on a lot of them. I've seen Charged Iron Filings. I don't think people run Sparkling ever since the nerf. Some of them run Rage. I think I'm going to swap in Kapire here. I know, like, I'm just straight up eating an Earth hit here, but I need something to eat the hit, and Kapire's the most expendable. Maybe I should have picked Mawala. Mawala would have been a better swap in there, because it can probably take a Soil Steam and a Sea Deluge from this Mudred. Oh, Kaleidoscope on the Gary. That saves the Mudred for this time. He's got multiple 4x nature resists. I wouldn't be surprised to see him double swap. I'm gonna swap in Pig here, get the hold off of Oshi. And then we'll just frond whip the Gario. Actually stayed in on both. Very surprising. Pig is slowed now. I think it can... It won't be able to outspeed everything with Boomerang now. I think it can still outspeed Grumper. That is something to watch out for, though. Not sure if I'll outspeed this Scaravolt even, though. Could be bad. Throw a double into the Mudred slot, so that way if he swaps in his Toxics, they'll get punished. Since it's a half full Scaravolt, I really doubt I'm living the T-Strike on the Pig. Yeah, he does swap. But it's really nice to get the Boomerang off. He went for Embers, so he did have Embers. Have any advice on how to make a good team for this weekend? Good team? Man, I'm running Friendship Pig. I think you came to the wrong place. I don't know, you need something that covers Stall and Digi-Aggro first of all. Most people are on a... You start building a team with Mashuk and Gazuma, that's what most people are doing. Beyond that... Not really sure. Tolkien... Turok, Tuvine, throw a Turbo User in there or two. And then just hope you win speed ties. Yeah, right now, one of the big things is like, can you outspeed your opponent? That's the question. Because a lot of people are running similar teams with very similar speed tiers. How to win worlds? Get lucky. It's a mix of luck and skill. You could have the perfect team of 8 wins to beat whatever toxic spam that Plat's probably going to top cut with. And and then you'll run into a Digi-Aggro with 4 electrics and then not stand a chance. Or you could have a slow scaling team. With like stuff like Heat Up, maybe Zen Med to try and beat Stall, but then you'll end up losing to faster aggro teams that already have their damage on turn 1. Play a best of 1 team, but have 2 best of 1 strategies. Curious how much Sludge Gift does. This is just a calc I'd like to know. Just run Digi-Aggro. If your goal is just to win a couple and then lose later on, I think it's a good strategy. A lot of people are still on Oshiara for that chance against Digi-Aggro. So it's still a good partner for Hazrat. And Hazrat didn't get hit at all this patch. Toxic Farewell didn't stop anyone last time, so... Every wins more dollars. If you lose the first match and then win once in the loser bracket, do you still get more? I thought it was top 32, top 16 as the next. We'll just held anger the thing. It's not like I looked at the prizes. My goal was just to make it in. They also showed some cosmetics. Not sure how to get those cosmetics. I don't know if they're just going to be to the participants or if they're going to have like a mini event. Or if there'll be more to the Twitch drops. Which I forgot to mention. They're going to have to turn on Twitch drops. I'll try and get a lot of streams in next week. Once I've already locked in my team. And people have already scouted me out. Then you guys can stop by and get your Twitch drops if you aren't able to watch all of Worlds or something. GG's. I forgot about that Kaleidoscope Gario once again. It always gets me. But yeah, GG. For sure. Who's cast? I think the main Temtem account is going to be casting Worlds. And then it's going to be... There's... I know it's going to be East and be flattened, H-Ken, Lore Reaver, and then I think there's a couple more that we're debating on casting but qualified. I think Scarsing was one. I don't remember everything exactly, so they might need another caster or two, but it should just be on the main Temtem account. I'm sure you'll see it upwards of like 100, 200 viewers. Won't be hard to find. You wanna know who qualified wins money? Yeah, dead last at Worlds gets you $100. This is in US dollars. So beyond that, I really don't know. It's just whether it increases or not. For the main cast right now, we're still looking for others. Okay. Can I multitask, play and cast? Only have to play once in the first weekend. Cast on the day I don't play or something. No, I don't think they'd allow that. Maybe if they're short though. Wolflink gets banned. He's got no mentals. Kind of makes sense. He's got triple electric, which is a pain. He doesn't have a lot of counters to Grumper though. Grumper counters Raiken, Inky, Gazuma, and Garender. So we're gonna pick both Grumper and Shamarian. My guess is he's just got Soul Shot on this thing, the Arachnite. Let's just get rid of his other melee, just because Earth, Crystal, Earth. They'll probably have no problem with you casting matches if you're not playing. Ask Luna if I want to do it. Yeah, it'd be kind of weird. It just depends on if you guys actually need it. I could throw it out there though. Maybe when I DM my team, I'll just be like, need it? I will probably be around. Because I'll be wanting to spectate my opponents anyways. It would just be kind of weird to have a caster that's like, and they're losing! That's good because I don't want them to... No, it's like, I try and be unbiased. It's just like, this person has a really good matchup against me, so I'm kind of rooting against them. Not intentionally though, because everyone in this game is awesome, and I don't want anyone to lose, but somebody has to. I just made it sound so bad. I've only got one neutral on this team for the Kapire, but that's fine, because Kapire still gets value for the most part. Won't against Raiken, but everything else. Digi, electric, 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 so we are not going Moala. Wouldn't be less scuffed than what you'll be throwing out. You at least watch plenty and kind of know what's going on, even if you don't play often. Also, I forgot to change my win rate. Oopsie. So I get for taking a week off streaming. I did remove the codes that I had. I need to update them, and it's not something I've done yet. Because I've been too focused on trying to get a team for Worlds and figuring everything out. So Arachnite has Drill. Doesn't. I don't really. I have Bamboozle on the pig. I really don't click it often though. This is gonna be about the best time for Kapire to come in. I'm gonna throw the CPG at Arachnite, predicting that it's gonna get Sparks and it'll be super effective. But if it doesn't, it'll turn into a Crystal type, and Kapire will have super effective damage on it. Oh, there we go. I can live a +3 unstab Soul Shout from Arachnite easy. He goes for the Kapire anyways, so even better. Yeah, that does like no damage. Alright. Let's throw Quetzal on the Kazuma. I'm gonna Glass Blade the Arachnite just because I wanted some Prio, prevent it from getting another one of those out. Even +1 max speed Arachnite. Arachnite hits 230 at max. 230 times 1.5. Or times 1.25. It's like 46, 7, 47 speed. Yeah, it doesn't reach 300, so I'll outspeed it. I have a calculator with me for Worlds. Wondering whether Schween's Horn Arachnite would work. Only toxic move it gets is Venom Spread in it. Is there some specific combo you'd want to go with? Like, would you bring it with Schween to first Fluid Barrier the Arachnite, turn it into a Water type? But no, you wouldn't get Toxic Synergy then. Yeah, you'd have Venom Spread and Water Cannon, but... But you wouldn't have... You'd just be hitting it with a double Water move. The biggest benefit from that combo is Water Cannon or Water just doesn't do very effective damage to... Oof. To Natures, but Toxic hits it super effective. And Toxic doesn't do very effective damage against Earth types, but Water does, so you can kind of cover your weaknesses. Alright, we just go Meteorite on the Gazuma and swap out Shim. For Pig! Gonna use a lot of Pig though. Most people don't ban it because it's just like, why is there Pig on this team? What's a Pig gonna do? Slows down the Kapire, not really surprised. Still faster than the Raiken though, must be a base speed Raiken. I know he had a Scunch on his team. It's probably had a combo with that. He goes for the Meteor Swarm. Not sure if he'll try and rush or not. It won't kill if he does. He goes for Turbo. So he'll finish off Kapire here. I gotta check quick, see if -1 Pig still outspeeds. So I don't outspeed my Grumper right now with Boomerang. So the best thing I can do into this Raiken is to Sludge Gift and then like Oshi. Which he'll just kill my pig here. Ah, the time I would want Fainted Curse. How unfortunate. Click E-Storm here. I suppose I should still click Sludge Gift, actually. Because if he was to click Held Anger, that would potentially kill my Grumper, which I don't want. He doesn't get baited by staying in and to kill the Saku, though. He still has the Arachnite around for one possible synergy that he's just not going to take. So just Narco the Grunder, because it's the best thing I can do into it. I'm assuming it's thick skin, they almost all are. Arachnite goes down. He should have gone for Sea Spikes on the Grumper for at least some damage. He sends in the Inky here. Couldn't tell ya if that... Okay, it still kills. I know some Inkies are built tankier with double screen. I guess the Garender has double screen. Be pretty fun to see him bring out the Fire Flame Raiken +4 special attack to one-shot my Chimerian. I would love that. That would make my day. Please. Because Fire Flame has Prio now. Oh, I guess I miscalculated his... You know, oh, the time I thought I was faster than him was the turn he clicked Meteor Swarm. That's what it was. It's okay, though, because Garender doesn't have Claymore. He had to chip down my Grumper and then try and Held Anger. I think that was his only play. My Grumpers click like Sludge Gift 5 turns in a row now. GG. Hey, 2 in a row. I've still got like 0 feathers. Well, now we're 4 Novas richer. Let's go. I mean, the team's pretty good so far. So far, my loss was due to Gallios. Not that it's like a perfect team or anything, but it feels relatively solid. It's able to cover quite a bit. I actually saw a laddie, or the water lad, come back on his new account, Dingus Jr., and run his 8 electrics team. I ran into him running that. I think that was the game I added Grumper afterwards, because I'm like, you know, my electric weakness is pretty bad. Because before I had just another water. Dingus Jr. already. What? He's right here. What do you mean he doesn't exist? He's legend number 6. He'll pop in and spectate my games too, but he never plays in TemCS, so it's not really scouting. Not the scouting's bad. Gotta mention. I got to use my wallet yet though. Maybe this will be the game. Why is there a Zalbian on this team? What? The Voltaic Charge? Reset Zalbian? Koish should be banned. Koish is already banned, yeah. It's Gallios, Koish, Inductor, and Swarmade. I think that's it. This is Genesec's ult? Gotcha. Gotta be Heat of Voltaic. I know that Zalbian does get 5 PPEH. Potentially. Potentially. Well, we got our pig. Insta-pick Zalbian. This thing's gotta have Electro Punch. Alright. Pig's gonna put in some work. Let's go. Until this Zalbian's got, like, telekinetic, then I'm gonna cry. Ban the Capire. Maybe wanting Nid to get value. I'm banning the Volphy. Yeah, but probably got Kaleidoscope. We'll pick the Moala, so I have some scaling with Zen Med. Plus it's good against Threaten Out double neutral. Just realized there's actually a Tatter here too. Surely heat up. I definitely wouldn't be surprised. And then we'll get to figure out what trade it is as well. But I know that there are like a lot of stall players are experimenting with just different bulky aggro tems on their team, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a bulky Zalbian with maybe reset on it. We'll pick the Saku for sure. Kinda wish I had Lifeful Sap for this matchup. Since I don't have Inductor on the Grumper, it's not going to give me as much value as I want out of it. I do wish I had, or this Yowler didn't have freeze shenanigans though. Anti-freeze, but he didn't pick it. I was expecting him to, because if my Gary outspeeds something, I can freeze it with Cold Geyser, you know? Power's Reactive Vial. Alright, we're gonna just Boomerang Bestial Charge. Good old classic combo. Well, there's a Tatteru coming onto the field. Mom's lunch. That does a nice 20% to the Cowrin. Damage on the move flank, not great. He does have Skull Helmet to resist the Oshi, but I think it still does more than Boomerang right now. I'm gonna Goring just for the extra 2 BP, because I'd feel really bad if this thing lives on like 1 health. The mom's lunch didn't really hurt either of these Tems, which is nice. Oh, this might be really flippin' close. Okay, I think the goring might have mattered. Pig OP, I'm telling you. Top tier. Tenderness. Onto the move flank, okay. Getting rid of the Cowran early is good though. That's one less Stonewall buff user I have to deal with. And he's not respecting the pig either, he's nerfing the move flank's damage. Tatter doesn't have nut bar. Saku's looking pretty decent for Shween Nidrasil endgame. Go for a Boomerang Held Anger and then a Goring next turn. Still curious to see what this Albion's gonna do. I don't have... Gario with Soil Steam is the only special attack I could possibly have on this team. I didn't pick Grumper. Oh, this might... Okay, it's a bulkier Shween than I gave it credit for. I saw the Fat Burner and was just like, oh, it's gonna be like HP speed. That still does a lot though. I'm gonna just best deal charge then, because I'm not outspeeding. Get some ship on this Albion. That was close. It was kind of risky. Maybe I should have base jumped just in case. There's the heat up. No attack T, so it is indeed Voltaic Charge. No stamina item. No stamina item. If he brings in Tatter here, I'm swapping to Saku just to give Pig a rest, come back in later, and so I can get Narco off hold. I'll just swap in Nid though. Makes me want to stay in. Nid's got Diabolo. I guess we'd be staying in. I'm gonna Goring here just because the Pig does more damage than the flank right now. Okay. He baited me. I need to remove this song from the playlist. Oh, I just... Start of that song annoys me. Firewall. I'm curious to see how this turns out. I am just ignoring it right now. I have Gario, but if it gets like +8, it might really be a threat, so... Firewall has for 4 turns, so I can't put the thing to sleep anymore either. Once I bring Mooflank back in, it should have held Anger off hold. Even -2, it's still very respectable damage. I just need to create an endgame with just Zalbian versus the world, and then hope I can beat it down before it just nukes me. JCO, hello, how's it going? Been a while. No Twitch drops yet, if that's what you're here for. I didn't bring Grumper, so I don't have Black Hole to wipe this thing's stats. I'm not sure if I'd even outspeed it. Cooperation, giving it a bit of a heal. That's irrelevant because... Oh, he's got Cyber Claw as his attack. So Cyber Claw, Firewall, heat up. Maybe he does have a second attack then. Don't need drops to stay high. All right, cool. Glad to see you. Been a while. You been playing other games? Bit of everything? Gotcha. I could narco, but I just keep being afraid of a swap. Preparing for a speedrun? Oh, for what? Or just a Temtem speedrun. I still haven't done any of the fun challenge modes yet. I tried out a speedrun a couple times, but that was really early on. Gotcha, gotcha. Good luck. I'm not sure how the strategy goes now that Psypat doesn't have Toxic Affinity. Suppose you just go back to Gazuma and Sizemunch, which I think was like the original strategy. Sacrifice on the Tataru onto the Nidrasil. It's gonna be tough to take down now with its spamming cooperation and such. The tenderness is really what's kind of hurting me right now. My move flank is my main source of damage, and he just completely gutted it with that one move. You don't have a strategy, just doing random runs. Definitely set Tems you'll focus on. Gotcha. Turbo attack into the Saku. I think I live that Toxic Tick. We'll see if he goes for Cyberclaw next turn, though. Definitely learning which NPC you can skip and which aren't worth it. Oh, that's still not enough, man. I didn't think I would do less than 10% with Bestial, but I did. And Zalbian just rests. He knows that he doesn't have to be afraid of move flank at all. Oh, and the Nid Diabolo popped. I baited them in with the pig, so now he'll burn an attack on my Gario. Hopefully, because he's just leaving the move flank alive. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Gonna swap it out the move flank for the pig now. Use Cold Geyser. Next turn I'll use Boomerang into Ice Cubes and try and freeze it for some control. He doesn't let me though, he just goes for the Firewall. Very fair. That's really good damage though. But he'll be able to heal so much off with one turbo attack. I could Bamboozle, try and predict which slide he's going to attack. I feel like he's going to attack Pig. We're just going to try and do a Boomerang and Cold Geyser though and see how much damage that does. So that does like 12%. Oh my goodness. That doesn't heal all that much at least. Ice Cubes because I'm afraid of a Cyber Claw. I'm not even sure I'll outspeed. Yeah, he does have. He has some amount of speed in his Albion. I don't know how much, but he's got some amount. Because my Gario outspeeds base speeds Albion by 1 point. Also, the Albion did have Sweatband, so it just didn't proc earlier. So that makes sense. Seems to be the only way this would really work out in the end. He'll probably turbo attack my pig now, or he'll rest to get some stamina back. I don't think he can afford to rest though, because he'll die to a Goring. He has to attack, but then he'll OX and I should be able to finish him off. Turbo attack maybe on the move flank? Yeah, okay. So he goes for the kill on move flank. Does OX or... Okay, so Voltaic Charge procs before. Before OX damage. I should have him here though. That was way closer than I thought it would be. GG for sure. You're cooking? Oh, I love to see it though. That was I've not seen a raid boss Zalbian before. I didn't even think about Firewall. I know they increased the amount you heal from Voltaic Charge, but it's still, the trait just feels so bad. If it was like 30%, you would have had me for sure. But then it would probably also be good on stuff like Golzy. You thought I would double Zao? Turn 1? Oh. Yeah, you could have got another heat up off. I figured you wouldn't have Electro Punch because it was going to be a stall team of some kind. So I was just kind of banking on it being a Voltaic Charge set. I thought you might have like Reset or something. My goal was kind of just to ignore the Zalbian, and because I can't just let a Cowrin be. The thing would just get stone walls and Psychosis off if I ignore it, which would be really threatening. I didn't know if I would be able to kill it though. That was really close. Those tenderness threw me off as well. My poor move flank. Seems like a fun team. At the very least. The friendship damage bonus is also really nice against slower teams. It's basically 15% bonus damage on everything. And Pig with Sweatband just hardly ever runs out of stamina. I haven't done a Chim Radar before. I'm not sure how far I can get before Helikick stops killing him. I don't even have a second Helikicker, I don't think. I used to use Gialis way back when, doing like waspy and chubby radars. But that was quite a while ago now. It already looks like it's gonna stop killing him in just a couple levels. Grab a couple Fiery Soul users. I don't think there's any... There's no Hurry Wart Hellfire users, unfortunately, for me. Double Embers is faster. It's not well, it's not faster right now because the death animation splits. But yeah, or maybe then Fiery Soul. Probably, yeah. I think both are similar. Soft Goat, playing another stall team. This name doesn't ring a bell. I don't know if they're a new... I wonder if somebody changed their name, or if I'm just not... Maybe missed a player. I'm not sure. He has my Capire, so that means Waspine and Nidosil, even Moments are going to be a bit more threatening. Nidosil's fine because I got Pig for wind. I don't want to ban the Waspine though. It doesn't have any ways to buff. You know what? I'm just gonna... it's tough. I'm gonna ban the Cowrin. Stonewall is pretty dangerous for my team since it's so physically strong, focused. Big move flank. It's my favorite combo into slow teams, and most slow teams have to ban the Capire because of heat up threat. We got Chim and Grumper available to deal with Volgon. Moments could easily become an issue. I think I'm just gonna ban it then. His ways to heal, especially after Nidrasil, are extremely limited. We'll grab Chim. It's got sharpening. Scaling's nice to have. Grumper for type advantage against Volgon, Volorend, Waspine. Fix the Schween though. Makes sense. I'll grab the... Yeah, I'll grab this... I'm gonna grab the Saku. I thought about grabbing the Gario just for the freeze possibility, but... I only have one win with Pig, and Pig's probably going to take a lot of damage in the first 2 turns here. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see a swap from Nid into... Oh wait, he didn't pick the Volgon. Alright, we're good. Boomerang Bastille. Remember, this is the faster animation of Fiery Soul, that's why you used to do... Okay, yeah. Oat Nid, kind of a pain. Side Spore? No, offensive Spore. He's just beating down on move flank. That makes sense. Move flank, if ignored, can be a huge problem. I think I can live one more hit. Might be close. On Synergy. Oh, he's Rush. Interesting. He swaps the Nid. I'm not sure what a Waspine does without any mentals on the team, though. He had the Volgon that was more than likely Superconductor. I'm gonna double the Gorong this turn, because I'm afraid of the Waspine using Hologram. I'm not that fast so that I'd be confident that I'd be able to outspeed a Hologram. And that would mean that I just can't kill the thing. I'm hoping it doesn't use Swarmade. Swarmade is banned. He actually swaps the Waspine. Goes for Volarend. I don't mind shipping some of his Tems down. Not at all. I'm hoping this puts Gorong at like 40%. So do like 35. That'd be great. Ooh, 45. Booyah. I'll take it. Helicopter kick? Yeah. Alright, we bring in Chim now, and then we just boomerang CPG the left slot for the rest of the game. I guess Volarend's gonna Toxic Plume now, isn't it? That's why he's got the Waspine and the Schween. It's only one stage of attack, though. I can get that back with Sharpening. And Pig's just a damage support anyways. Volarend's first aid kit. I just gotta get into a 1v1 situation. Grumper versus Volarend if possible. That's all fine. Doesn't really matter how that happens. Queen, which is one of the crystal types, is weak to Frond Whip, so maybe he'll swap it in now, and then he'll swap out to Nidrasil, but it doesn't matter because I'm just going to boomerang CPG regardless, especially if he swaps it in right now. He was always swapping Gorong out, it's just always a question of to what. And Waspine was the obvious answer. Doesn't quite kill. Goes for beef up though. Oh, that's huge. I can get another boomerang off on the Waspine. I guess I should have watched how much it did, but I'm pretty sure it did 15%. This is why you run 81 Stam Sweatband on your Pigs, folks. Pig's been on the field attacking for, well, this will be its fifth turn. It's okay. I'm getting that buff back anyways. Ah, that was close. But yeah, it's down. Chim will outspeed Pig here, so that's a bit unfortunate. Might just swap Pig out. Depends on what he swaps in here. He'll probably swap in Schween to bait the Frond Whip, and then go for Nid. Or he'll just bring in Nid. Cool, we can do that. Nothing on his team wants to take this. Let's do the same thing to the Gorong. Even though Pig will OX this time. Still will Chim, but... I just don't wanna risk anything. Don't wanna risk. See, Gorong was on 1 health. I did debate on swapping out Chim for Saku to get the hold off of Nox Bomb or something there. Or Frond Whip. But I didn't want to eat a Nox Bomb either. I was just side beef up. Guarantee a kill on Chim. Probably just go for Heli Kick +6 and hope for the best was his plan. So swap up Pig for Saku. Rest, and then Frond Whip. What's the water cannon? I am able to resist that. But this will probably do a lot. Oh, he goes for the Chim though. Could be the Toxic Plume turn, but he hasn't revealed it yet. So I'm a little surprised. Just really going for Chim. Probably should have just Crystal Plumed. But if he did the double into Saku, that would have been bad too. So I didn't want to risk. Looks like I lived anyways. Schween goes down. Saku gets some free chip on Volerand. And then Grumper can clean up this game. GG's. Been lucky not to run into like any Digi-Aggros yet. Be kind of nice to have one for practice though. Look at that player. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Just different time zones. Probably why I don't run into them really. I'm streaming a bit earlier than usual, so that could definitely be why. Normally I'd start my stream around now. Pretty good showing of the team so far. My speed tiers haven't mattered much. If I face even if it's not a Digi-Aggro team, a Hyper-Aggro team, I think you might see some different results. I don't think I have a good matchup into that. Way better hour for EU viewers. Yeah, I think this will probably be around the time I aim for on weekends. At least once the TemCS circuit's over and I'm working a full-time job. But I'm still in school, so this time just kind of fits in my schedule already. But I won't be able to do this during the week real often once I graduate. 'Cause gotta work. Maybe an hour and a half ago. Yeah, even. Yeah, right. I'd probably. I know that's what you were saying. And that would be the time I aim for. For me, it would be 1 p.m. my time. It's about when I started. So I gotta do some other edits to my stream. I gotta make a new scene for Dragon Quest and actually make sure my capture card works. I want to get some links on the Twitch as well, the YouTube, and maybe a schedule set up. So many things to do, but at the same time, I'd rather just be playing Temtem right now. I didn't mention it, but I think it's been a long time since I've been like, wow, this patch is good. But I love this patch. Mainly because Pig is so fun to play. Okay, I guess it's just a stall day, but that's okay. Pig's been fun, and that kind of helps in the patch, but I think we're relatively balanced all around. Just hit Gazuma and Mashuk next time. Maybe buff a few things. Stuff like Taifu needs a bit of love. Please change natural conversion. Just don't make it drop. Drop the nature attack. If you look at Leech though, the move's kind of cracked. It's basically a special water cutting lily that heals you. It is on a hold though, and only on Taifu. I've thought about running a fast Taifu, but max speed Taifu caps out at like 242 or something. Seeing guys get a nerf after not being played for so long would be crazy. Oh, problem was they gave us so many stats. We've given it like just as many stats they've given Capire over the last 3 patches. And the thing's only got 1 weakness. That's my problem with it. If I can still kill Gazmas with a CPG, I wouldn't feel so bad. But the thing is, you can just max out its HP, which you're probably doing anyways, and the thing survives. It's like, he's got a pig. There's a pig. I just want to ban the Volphy. Get rid of one of the healer. Got 11 stats in 1.5. Is that really it? I feel like it got way more in the fat when it got as like fast charge compensation, and before that it got even more. Either way, it's both Gazma and Mashuk are like top tiers this patch at the very least. Maybe Gazma shouldn't get a nerf, but Tesla Prison should just be knocked down to like 60 BP. It'd probably be good enough. Tesla nerf would be even crazier. I don't know. Something needs to be changed about it. I liked it being kind of like vulnerable on the defensive side, but it's just not anymore. See minor stat nerf to Gaz or something. Rather see how much is played after toxic nerfs. I bet it's still played a whole bunch. I think its defensive type is cracked. Less toxics around. Like, it doesn't even have a turn 1 wind moves to immediately threaten toxics. So I would definitely see it still be played. I'm gonna pick Grumper for sure here, just because I'm afraid of this Yowler getting, or having Toughen, buffing itself defensively a whole bunch. 2Kai buff. 2Kai just got buffed. Spreader did at least. Problem is 2Kai is just kind of in a weird spot where it's not quite fast enough to outspeed what it wants to. And all the moves it wants to click are on higher holds. You were the only person on Gauss for a while until the 11 stats it got. I mean, there were plenty of people on it in Digi teams, and now that Kunir's top cut with Digi teams, everyone's like, wait a second, we can just throw Gauss on this team. You have 2K AWW? That would be interesting. Please no. GG doesn't count. Ah, yeah, the Tem's best archetype doesn't really count. Curious what the Shawlant's gonna do. Maybe a side double edge. With Fast Charge nerf, it was on Digiteens, but never had a decent placing. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I don't know. I always find Gazma a pain, just because it never dies. I never thought I would be four-shotting a Gazma with neutral hitting physical moves, because it's just so tanky. But that's just... that's happened multiple times. It's not even like I've got 0 attack invest. I've got like 300 plus. If you don't have a physical crystal, you're just kind of like, eh. It runs 600 bulk TVs, shouldn't be two-shotting it. I'm not asking to two-shot it, but I should at least three-shot it. It's faster than me anyways. Only gets walled by one type. At 20%. Should do like 30, 40. Okay. Yep, there's the double edge. Doesn't do very much damage, but he is littling my move flank down, which will be a problem. A boomerang, a bestial charge, just for some chip on Yowler. I have now learned that... I guess I always kind of knew that. I forgot if new nutbar worked when you hit your ally or not. I guess it doesn't. I thought it did with toxin showers, but maybe double edge synergy is like coded purely as a buffing move and doesn't proc it or something. Who knows? Spaghetti code. Ninja, hello, welcome. Just playing some bulky Piggro. And facing a lot of stalls, so. Swaps out the Shellland. Brings in his own pig. Mom's lunch. Okay. He probably won't Savage then. He's probably gonna. Oh, he double swaps. Goes into Volerend. Very interesting. Not quite sure what he's trying to do here. That even does 10% to pigs, so. Go for the boomerang and then the held anger on the pig. I hope that kills. I don't think it will, but it should be darn close. It's just problem is he's gonna get a stonewall on something. Probably the Owler. Oh, the Saku. Saku doesn't have Bark Shield anymore, so as long as it doesn't receive this, I'd be okay, but that's gonna be a tough ask. 50% to a bulk pig. Sibylla, hello, welcome. Oh, I lived on 3 health. No! Bulk are people running on overclock 2-wire. I haven't seen like any overclock 2-wires. Is that just a popular thing right now? I would say most of them are probably just max HP. I doubt you'd... Not even, no, with the overclock, you probably probably hit 232 speed, max attack, and then fill HP. That would be my guess. Respect for keeping up in PvP with Quaish bug and such. Found tilting you couldn't play games ever since. I really hardly am running into any Quaishes. Maybe that's because I'm in higher ladder and we kind of have a gentleman's agreement not to use it. But I haven't been seeing it much at all. But I can definitely understand how it's frustrating. I faced a few of them, and it was just not fun. Really, Saku does have Narco. Energy drink, I guess I could have guessed it had Narco then. Yeah, sharpening on Shim. Throw a Goring on Shaolant. Try and knock it down before it gets to do anything else. He's got 2 raid bosses though, and both of them are going to be tough to deal with. I don't have a whole lot that can deal with Saku. My own Saku can't even compete with Lifeful Sap. It's basically going to be up to Chimuri in this game. If I can get rid of Shaolant, that would be nice, because that's his best way to deal with Chim. He just swaps out the Shaolant. Pig Bomb, alright. Thank you for your service, Mooflank. Thought for a second maybe I lived. Lifeful Sap, yeah. It's probably not. It wasn't Kaleidoscope either. I gotta double the right slot until I can end the game. Aches, hello, welcome. Here you go, Frond Whip. It's a boomerang for some extra chip damage. Proc friendship. I'm not sure how much this is going to do. I guess I'm really hoping the Yowler doesn't have tough, and if it does, it'll get it off before I move, more than likely. Kinda hoping the sharpening gives me enough of an edge, speed-wise. Ah, okay. Well, my mistake. So I guess I'm so used to most Yowlers having Winter's Call now. Grab something to eat, watch in silence. All right, well, thank you, and enjoy your meal. How's the team doing? Well, I'm 4-1 right now, but just got Yowlered. The pig lived on 3 health, giving the Saku a Stonewall, and then the Yowler had Toughen instead of Winter's Call. I guess it could not have Savage Suplex. That is a possibility. Not sure what to do here with Pig. If I attack the Yowler, it's just gonna practically heal off the amount of damage I can deal. I can turbo to outspeed Saku with the opposing Saku with my boomerangs, which is kind of what or with my bamboozles, which is what I want to do here. But it keeps chipping down my Chim, which is bad. I have to swap Chim out, just so I can get some... Yeah, get stamina back on Chim. How does Worlds work? I wasn't even sure the format works despite making it. It's going to be a bracket. since it's just gonna be a 32 player bracket, and they're gonna make the brackets probably on Friday. Really hoping he doesn't switch things up and go for a frond whip into the chim slot. So he does not have Winter's Call. Counted any Koishes on ladder tonight? I have not. I have not. Rests on the pig. Or on the Saku. What's up with the Koishes? Our iridescence is bugged so that Koishes take like 43% less damage than they're supposed to. They're just insane tanks. It's bug abuse to use them right now. They're so ridiculously OP. Takes like 6 hits to kill one. Sounds fun. Guess depends on your definition of fun. Hope I can finish off the Shalant with this E-Storm. Nice, okay. Got Q up into... I mean, yeah, you can queue up. Alright, I'm gonna rest on Grumper here and actually get some value out of Howard's Rest. Me too, and he says, thanks for joining time to go. It's not, well... I have no idea what your schedule is like, Aches. Like, did you just wake up? Half the time I feel like you get to this point and it's like you're working. So it's like, am I supposed to respond to that? Turbo the Grumper as well. Okay, it's a drill side pad. It do be a drill side pad though. Throw another Electric Storm. Let's get some damage on Saku, so if it decides to frond whip me, I can punish with Chim. Woke up an hour ago, it was 10 AM in New Zealand. Gotcha, okay. Still gonna try and wake up early to watch Worlds. Yeah, I mean, it would be fun to be there live for sure. That's some decent damage on both. He'll probably Savage in front. Oh, he's gonna double into the pig this turn. Okay. I think I love a Frond Whip, unboosted. But he didn't even go for it. Wants to make sure he doesn't OX when he does so. I'm gonna take a risk and go for the Dust Vortex on the Yowler here. Still gonna boozle the Grumper. Team Auto loses versus Jono Tsubaki. You would have had no clue how to modify the team in 3 days. Fair enough. Fair enough. Decent damage, not great. Goes for Hibernate. What's the Saku do? Delightful Sap. I'm gonna do a double swap here and hope for the best. I don't need Saku for anything, so I don't mind sacking health on it in a double up situation here. Problem would be is if he decided to double into the... actually swap to the Volarend. I almost he-strike that slot too. He rests on Saku. Yeah, I'm just getting outplayed here. Nothing I can really do. I can take 2 more boomerangs from the Saku. Problem is this Volarend more than likely has claws, because I don't think he had any toxics to justify Plume. I can't just leave Volarend unchecked either because it's Strange Vest. Yeah, Boomerang won't even kill at that health. If I was air spec it would have, but I'm botanist because I got double nature. He went for the beef up on the Saku, that's smart. You rest on the Saku again. Maybe he doesn't have V-Claws? Speed Arrow this time? Was there a Speed Arrow last time? What was it? He does, so the Speed Arrow is with my Chim. Yeah, I mean, the singular stone wall that pig got off at 2 health, and the Yowler having toughen, both were just things I couldn't really come back from. Aches and Laura Weaver doing math in chat. Ripchimerian. With that, it's probably going to be the end of any chance I had here. Yowler getting another toughen off just for some extra salt in the wound. Alright, well we E-Storm and we Frond Whip and then we lose, so... Couldn't stall out the turns on this one either, unfortunately. Invading chat? No, don't worry. I'm just playing a stall match that probably ended like 10 turns ago, so... Did like nothing. Saku did click life or front whip. I thought just maybe he might predict me to swap into pig and then not. But I suppose he wasn't afraid because I wouldn't be able to kill him if that was his choice. GG. So not a perfect win rate against Stall, but 2-1, I'll take it. Very quick matches today though, so that's fun. Not having a lot of wait time is always nice. Yesterday you played versus Genesect, and usually your team mops the floor with Stall. He was so clever with the swaps, you got wrecked. Yeah, Stall players always know how to swap well. It seems like. Shirk. Another Worlds. Don't inflate his ego? What do you mean? The more you inflate somebody's ego, the more overconfident they'll get and the more mistakes they'll make. It's all part of the plan. I don't feel like dealing with any more sleep shenanigans than I have to, so we're just gonna get rid of the Pocus there. Probably add shot Venks. 3 days to prepare for the biggest tourney of the year. Well, it's more like how many people want to reveal their teams, I think, is the question. Like, is this really the team that Shirk's gonna play? Probably. He's got no electrics, so we'll pick Pig as a relatively safe first pick. Does still pick Adoro, probably Reactivile, and then Volphy. I can go Kapire here. And then I can just double into the Volphy slot. Friendship into Quetzal. Saku ban makes me want to ban the Kaurin. There's only one mental, so move flank I think will still get value. It's basically just prince damage if there's no mentals. Kind of a stupid Tem. Keep forgetting Volphy lost Sludge Gift. You lost a game because of it. Oof. Yeah, changes be like that. I'm gonna go with Grumper just for the priority option. I don't know how fast the Zenith is. Probably not faster. Or I'm probably not faster than it. Might even be Wrecked Farewell. It's pretty likely, actually, considering the rest of the team. Kaleidoscope Volphy, yeah, definitely good. Everyone knows you target the healer. Can't risk heating up, because if this Volphy outsped me, that would be very, very bad. Sludge Gift removal was massive. Volphy feels like it dropped 5 tiers. It was crying alright. Oh, not those tiers? I think Volphy's still solid, like B plus Tem, at minimum. Gotta be like a 500 HP, 500 defensive Volphy or something. I'm not afraid of underspeeding it. Yeah, it's gotta be darn near base speed because my pig outsped it. People are just trying to force it. I think that is part of it, for sure. It's just like a comfort pick for them at this point. Beta Burst, Fire. Yeah, that just doesn't do much damage. I'm a little surprised we didn't see a Denigrate. Spread damage is still nice, even if I'm not using special attacks at all. Yggdrasil, huh? I mean, okay. I'm gonna boomerang and then meteorite the. Okay. So much for that. I wanted to knock off the regen when I dealt damage. By proccing the Reactivile, I would have been able to do that, but this works too. It's 23% on the Momo. Ah. Not quite enough. Spores onto the toxic ink onto the Capire. I hope this kills. It's way better for me if it does. Let's get bugged. Yeah. Capire is dead. There's a weird bug with status conditions right now. Relatively good turn from Mooflank. We'll throw a Boomerang and then a Bestial. I know not killing the Momo's a little risky, but I think it's okay. We might even be able to. He swaps the Momo. Wasn't expecting the Adaro in that slot, but that works. I'm just trying to beat down the Nid. Target the healer! Target the healer! I don't have any great options here. He actually swaps the Nid, so it's a good thing I doubled the Adaro this turn. But at the same time, that means he has Deluge up. $62. Okay. But now he goes for the Denigrate. Alright. You do you, bud. While unproductive, I am swapping in the Moala because it won't have another good time to swap in, and its moves are all holds. He does swap out the Adaro. Into the Momo. This probably still kills. Yeah. Crystal Bite. It is into the Mooflank. So that was a really good turn for me. I couldn't have asked for much more there. Bring in Grumper, threaten out the Adoro. I don't think I have like any kill potential on the Nid. I'm just gonna go for the Zen Dinner. Because the right, sleepy sleep. Can do things that way. Yeah, there's the Diabolo, which I wanted to avoid, but there wasn't any great way to. Let's do a Zen Med. Could chip down the Adaro, but I think this is fine. Once again, not going for Denigrate. This time it would have mattered because he... He could have lowered my special attack. Inductor, we're not Inductor because Inductor's banned. Rip Inductor. And Diabolo procs or Grumpers. Full health. Zenrath's still taking a nap. +2, Hadoro can't take that. Ninja still takes some good chip. And that should be the game. GG's. Lots and lots of slow teams today. There's definitely what this... I'd like... Oh. Yeah, good thing I turned on can't run. Sometimes the Psypark still kicks in. It still would be nice to get some practice against some faster teams. I hope you run into one. Since all of the previous qualifiers will be matched up to against one of the LCQ qualifiers, there's a possibility you can run into one of the hyper aggro players. I feel like we know what most of the LCQ players are going to go with because they're probably just going to have similar versions of the team they ran in LCQ. Because it's not like they were able to pull their punches for that tournament. And it's not like they're going to just craft up a whole new team in a week either, I don't think. Plus, they'll probably be like, if they had some level of success in that tournament, then this one will probably be similar. So it's more like the people who have already qualified, nobody knows what they're running. But I think the general consensus is nobody knows what they're running yet. Everyone's a bit lost that's already qualified. Yeah. A little bit of a break between these matches. Get a few encounters done at least. I hope that if I do hit a Luma that it's male, you know, for the nice anti-hair fruit. Even though I've already got the Luma Anatan, it's just nice to sell. Still working on getting every perfect Luma showdown ready. Most of the 5% I'll probably end up buying on the auction house. So having Pansuns is nice for that. Go watch replay. Alright, have a good one, Ninja. Thanks for stopping by. Every time I look at the scuffed emote, I just looks so silly. I need to switch out the GG emote too. You just can't see it at all. I just threw it in there because I tested it out and then just never removed it. Get like a trophy or something with GG on it. Take the World's trophy that they got, the Tem card one. I guess I could also have like my victory pose as well, just take a little screenshot of that and have turn that into an emote. Gotta be something low quality. Can't have super high quality emotes for the follow ones. Gotta save those for the subs. Oh. very silly. You remember Kip is dead. Rip Kip. I'm sure Kip will come back around at some point. Might even tune into Worlds. I'm sure it'll bring Worlds will bring a lot of players that have at least been active in the game at recent times. Will at least stop in, if nothing else, and watch the grand finals. I think I'm gonna skip on that emote, because not something I would ever use. I know Plat in the league chat was saying how everyone who has their profile picture as a Temtem that's not holding a gun is a furry. So I just added like a really stupid something onto the scuff pookie emote, made it look even sillier. But yeah, that will not be becoming an emote. Who could have narcoleptic? I think interesting if it got narco, but no, it's got head charge, which more or less would cause the same issue, but no. Welsh furry, there's a whole bunch of people. Like I'm like my emote's the like Pookie with sunglasses, but no. It's just a Pookie. It's cute. Alright, we got a rematch here. Jono knows what I'm cooking now. And I also know that I know what he's got as well. I guess, yeah. I could go for another voltaic charge. That would be an endgame, because I did win the last time, but I don't know if it's going to go as nicely as it went. I'm really tempted to ban it. He probably knew I wanted to ban it, because it's one of his raid boss receivers. I'm gonna go Chim. Pig Chim this time. Because I want to threaten out that Kinu. Alright, well there's the Kinu. That kind of sucks. He's just... Turn 1 gets to be a 50-50. Does he stay in or does he swap? I'm gonna ban the Volphy. I'm not gonna ban the Volphy. Jump from 15 to 20 is really noticeable. It is a nice buff, but I just don't think it's gonna be enough realistically. Yeah, we're gonna ditch Saku this time. I want Gario for Soil's team because tough and Yowler. Build around it, camp your only win con against some teams at 1v5s. I never really thought about it, but the firewall buff was really good for it. Was Protector Kinu. It's not even Benefactor. Does it's even got Strange Vest. Alright, everyone like the Ignore the Owler game? I do. Hey, it worked. I didn't think he'd swap. I really didn't. I don't think I could have bursted it down in 4 hits. Okay, so he's just stamina controlling. That's fair. It won't work well against Pig, but it works really well against Chim. Chim would have been able to stay on the field like 4 turns. Helped his kills. Very questionable. Yeah. I don't know what to do here. I don't know. I feel like he'll swap his Kinu. But until what? Shmeen? Yowler? Swap into Yowler and then sacrifice? I could see that. Yep, no. On Pig! Oh, okay. I didn't know what else Tattoo had in store. That is indeed something. There's also some amount of speed on this Kinu. I always wonder how stall teams build speed Tems. Because they can really hurt. Take some out of bulk and put it into speed. He actually stays in on the Kinu. I guess he'll probably have sacrifice on that too. Yeah, he has a lot of speed on that Kinu. A decent damage, honestly. That's probably a max speed Kinu. It just happened to be max HP, max speed Kinu, and I happen to have the wrong type of damage for it. It sucks. I want Pig Mooflank on the field right now, but I can't. And I just realized my mistake. Yeah, this game's over. I messed up really bad. I guess that turn wasn't all that bad, but he's got Bark Shield up on Nid now. Have to double the left slot for the entire game, and that also means breaking through Yowler at some point. I am +3 on Chim. I don't know. Maybe I can pull it off. I guess it depends on how he plays his Tattoo. Tenderness is down. He has nothing that wants to take a DV Soil Steam. Mom's Lunch is back up on Tatter though, so if it swaps out and then swaps back in and then sacrifices, he very easily could do that. Speed tie of Gario and Tattaru. P-Jab on Grumper's a little interesting. There's the Bark Shield. And there's the Diabolo. I get the Speed Arrow this time, but it's not overly relevant because he's still able to live whatever I throw at him. I'd Spores, yikes. Tenderness onto the Gario. It just Spores everything for the next 20 minutes. If I double into the Tatter, I could kill it, so he's swapping it out. He's got Mom's Lunch on it anyways. What does he swap to? What does he swap to? Yowler? Shmeen? Which one? I have to swap for Mooflank and Shim here. Yowler. Azarov, stop scaring the viewers. It's Spores, okay. Nidasil's +6 because of the sacrifice Bark Shield. I just can't even dent the thing. Forgot I was -2. I'm like, that was a lot of damage from a like no attack Yowler. Nido X, so that's good. Now we swap in Pig when he's more than likely swapping in Tattaru. To make me OX on Chimp, but I'm not going to let him. We'll gauge this to see how much damage I could potentially do to the Nid. 68. Honestly, that's not bad. That's not bad. Question is, do I have any kill potential at all on this Tattaru? I want to say no, but I think I'm gonna try anyways. Cooperation. That's okay. He was clicking that regardless. He'll probably Tenderness on Mooflank here, and that's gonna be the worst. Yeah, there it is. Oh, he swaps Yowler back in and side Spores. So I need to start dealing damage to Nid if at all possible. Oh, he's got a double co-op. What does this team do into special attackers? Like mine? Or are you talking to his? Because he's got, I mean, he's got like sacrifice. He's got Schween, but I'm not really sure. I mean, he's got like Denigrate on the Kinu, I'm sure. Schween's his only reliable answer. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, it lived on 3 health. Okay, game's over. Gets another tenderness on move flank, rendering it useless. Goes on the pig. Alright, we're going for a health win now. On turn 13. We'll see how well I can do in the next couple turns. If I can get Shim onto the same field as Schween. Needed a Goring the Tatterer there. Alright, I'll just forfeit. There's no point playing this out. I could potentially win. It's just gonna be a slow and painful next 11 turns. I can't even like frond whip the Schween because he has the Nidrasil in the back. GG. Yeah, that team was permaban Tolkien. Tolkien seems really strong into it. Not that I have one on my team. Probably should have picked up Kapire. He didn't. Did he first ban it? No, he first banned the Moala. Yeah, I should have picked up the Kapire. Be more reliable scaling. Everything living on fractions hurt too. I thought if I could kill the Kinu turn 1, things would be a lot better. GG's again, Jenna. I guess you scared me last game with the Zhao and I banned it and I shouldn't have. Yeah, as soon as I double swapped, I was like, it's over, and then it's like it kind of worked out, and then it was, yeah, it was fun. Tenderness Tattoo is really, and with the sacrifice, oh, it's just all I can't. If I just Goring the Tattoo, maybe there was a sliver of a chance. If I could have killed Schween somehow. Been tough. Almost did it again. I remember I used to play a sort of support Tattoo back when I was experimenting with Avenger Tental. I know that there was somebody who also had like a debuff team with Tental, so they had Motivator Raikin, King's Roar, Embers, a few Tenderness users and stuff, and all the idea was to make up for Tental's weakness in defensive stats, they would just make the opponents not be able to do any damage. But it never really worked out. It was kind of fun to mess around with. Play a team fully centered around debuffing your opponent's offenses. But maybe that's just because I love a good Tental team. This might be the first season where I haven't really experimented with it much. Just because even though it got buffed, it was a very minor buff. I feel like the stats they've been giving every other Tem kind of outweighs whatever Tental got in the last patch. It was like 6 BST, like a few to special attack and a bit to bulk. I don't know if you're still in chat, but good luck, have fun if you are. Alright. Capire getting banned. Quite a few supports on this team. I guess it's just Gazuma and Walla. But I almost wonder if that's a backhanded Lawali. Or maybe a protective crystal Anatan. I've got double earth, so I'm not afraid of the Anatan. Except that it's his only crystal. Her only crystal. In general, I just... Maybe Pig Chim's the play. And then I just ban the Anatan. If I was blue side, I wouldn't have had to ban it. Because I could just pick Pig first. And then based on their lead, pick a partner for it. See Lawali, I don't have a whole lot to do with Lawali specifically, but it's not like Lawali wants to take a CPG or anything. Arachnite. Maybe the Lawali has Nimble? It might be a backhanded like Kaleidoscope Lawali. I've seen one of those before. Usually with a Madness buff partner though. You just Nimble turn 1. And as long as your opponent doesn't lead with fires, you have like Nimble of a Lash. I think Teakle's used it, but it could be wrong. I'm gonna ban the Moments. My fire's gone, and this also enables the possibility of bringing Moala. If it doesn't get banned. I'm just afraid that these two are going to be super bulky. It's going to be tough to break through. Bring Saku. And Mooflank's just reliable. He does bring the Moala. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't, but it's definitely understandable that he would. I just refer to people as guys most of the time. It's just a habit. Plus, I guess I'd still pick the Moala anyways. I'm not sure if this... I mean, the Arachnite probably has microwaves, but if it doesn't, I would be able to still smack it with my Moala Transient or something. Not bar Lawali. So it's definitely a tankier support Lawali. I was wondering if it would be. Chim's really valuable for Gazuma and even Moala. I'm not sure if I wanted to take damage here. I think I'm going to swap Chim for Saku. Saku doesn't get a whole lot of value this game. And next turn I Oshi into Frond Whip on the Arachnite. Yeah, Soul Shout. Oh. I figured it would have that based on the first pick into Gym. Probably had Toxic Spores. Backhanded. No Kaleidoscope though, so I just ignore the Lawali for the entire game. Nothing wants to take an Oshi Frond Whip. Even if she tries to swap in the Gazuma to take it, because predicting like a wind hit again, it's just not gonna be pleasant. Also, it's actually a Digiprotect Arachnite. Kind of surprised about that. You don't see them very often. It should probably be Digicustodian. Stays in. I guess I could have saved the Frond Whip and went for Narco, but this is okay too. That doesn't do much at all. Okay, refresh on the Lawali. Yeah, it does make it more threatening. It's a very unique team. I like it a lot. At least the concept behind it. Here comes the Gazuma now. I want to save Pig. Pig will be valuable for going up against Latimus. Saku I don't particularly need, but at the same time it's just not doing anything here. Be nice to bring in Moala. I don't think Moala doesn't want to eat a T-Prison, so probably should drop Narco Hit. So I'd only bring it or click it when it's super effective against something. Please take like 30%. Okay, yeah, that's probably manageable. Oh, please don't click Bark Shield Lawali. No, just another Toxic Spores, right? Yeah, okay. So I could use a low prio move, because no other way my Saku would have outsped it. Still kind of unfortunate they doubled the Moala slot, though. Gonna just have to double the Gazuma then. I don't know what attacking move this Lawali has. Probably just Plague and Hypoxia. That would make sense to have both. +2, it likely can take out my Moala after another T-Prison. It's not, like, guaranteed, though. I'm sure I'll die after the Toxic Ticks, though. Should still make Hypnotist not proc. Yeah, actually, we see a Platimus swap, though, in an A spread. Maybe a Zen Platimus to specifically play around Moala. Hello, Rorwick, welcome. We Moala gaming. At the moment, at least. It is a Zen Platimus. How much value that... How much value that Determined gets right now is very surprising to see. As the prison is running rampant. Platimus swap out, probably for the Gazuma. Yep. It was worth a try, though. Get the nice Diabolo onto Saku. We'll throw a Transient at Gazuma. I'm -1, so I doubt I'll outspeed it, unless it's a 0 speed Gaz. But my Saku is more valuable now, so I'm gonna actually swap it out here. Bring in Chim. If my Moala outspeeds, I didn't, yeah. I was gonna say if it outsped, I probably would have been in range to die to a Glass Blade, but I was kind of dreaming there. Alright, but Chim move flank's a really strong board. Best deal, start dealing some chip to Lawale, and then we'll CPG the Gazuma, just to make sure it goes down. He's not able to freely swap in Mawala. Best he could do is swap it into the Lawale slot, but even then, taking a CPG isn't what this thing wants to do. He'd have to sack 2 hits just to get Hypnotist off. Even then I have Saku in the back that I can swap in to eat it. I think the question right now is how much does a Tornado plus Epoxia do to my Chimerian? Seems like he's got low attack invest in all of his, all of her Tems. Keeping the Gazuma in though, very surprising. Getting a T-Prison on my move flank, that is valuable. For her, not for me. Gazuma goes down though. See another Toxic Spores. Not sure why we saw a refresh when there's no offensive moves. Maybe just an additional form of healing, because refresh does heal 6%. And then Nut Bar. A little bit hard to outpace that healing, but we can still manage it. Because of the T-Prison, I'm not sure if I'm going to outspeed the Platymus, but we can try. Let's double it. Just swap to Mawala though. Glass Blade did 31%. I have to CPG. Ignoring this wall, he's kind of biting me in the butt. See if it actually attacks this turn or not. If it doesn't, I get a Held Anger onto it, which is valuable. Walla goes down. Doing well. Break comp chat serves you well. Yeah, I feel like everyone could use one. There's another refresh. Heals like 20% this turn. Nut bar and everything. I'll throw a boomerang at the Platymus, hope it kills, and CPG at the Lawale. It seems like a bulky Platymus, and it's +2 from Zen. It's an aquatic into the Chim though. Acknowledging that Chim's going to be an issue in the late game. The Plat does just barely go down. So I get a CPG off into the Lawali, and it takes plenty of damage. Windblade. Lawali finally reveals its attacking move. However, unfortunately, it likely will not be enough for it. With no form of prio to finish off my Chim before it can get one last hit off, it will go down. GG. See, in the qualifier, over 3 people used Saku. Ikes had a nasty Nox bomb Saku, Windblade, Gazuma. Kind of insane how much value we got with that versus Bio install. I did watch a lot of matches, and I definitely saw Ikes' match because he had the extra tiebreaker. It was cool to see both of those for sure. I love seeing the Saku representation. Sorry for dragging it. Oh, don't worry about it. It was relatively close. That if you had Plague on the, or even Bark Shield on the Lawali, I don't think I stood a chance. Because I was just ignoring it for the entire game. I've tried bulkier Lawali. Didn't remember it took so much damage, but it took quite a bit from that CPG at the end there. What was your 4th move on it? Because you had Windblade, Toxic Spores, Refresh. Did I miss one? You had like Tenderness? Tenderness is good on it too. Another match against Shirk. This might be the last one. Rounded off at a nice 10 games today. Another pig move flank. Why not? Oh, A spread, that's right. Ah, yeah, if you had Plague for Prio to finish off the Chim, you probably would have had me. Or Hypoxia over Blade, but I guess you were just trying to be stamina efficient. Gonna ban the Coward because it's a huge pain. Volphy would have been, yeah, Volphy probably would have been better. Oh well. Well, gotta deal with it now. Keza, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. What, Grumper? Get more value than Gario this game, I think. Gario just doesn't feel great on this team. Moel has had some nice sleeps, but in general it's not doing a whole lot. It's basically, it's more or less still a trade on a stick. T-Spores doesn't require synergy. To Toxic. Rushiol, you need another Toxic. It definitely makes sense. I'm gonna base jump Theodoro. There's Xenarith, interesting. Oh, T-Spore also procs trade, I forgot about that. Strangle on move flank kinda hurts. I don't know if an Oshi kills Xenarith at this health, but we can try. Ripper gets limited value this game, so I'll swap that in to eat the hits this turn. Gets the hold off of Dust Vortex and Sludge Gift should I need it as well. Deluge onto the pig. Okay, that's fair. Port shield onto the Adoro. Grumper eating the wrecked farewell is probably better than anyone else eating it. I guess Pig could eat it, but Pig has nice options. Denigrate, yeah, definitely good to Grumper ate it. Grumper's just gonna be a dead slot all game. I'll proc the T-skin with Grumper as well. Well, do this. Rocking friendship with Sledge Gift. That is the only reason I did that. Wolfie has no way to heal itself because it has Kaleidoscope. Yep, going for Pig makes sense. It's a bigger threat. Get a turbo. Just in case I live. And we'll throw a T-strike on the Adoro. Really awesome if Grumper dies this turn. I don't think it will though. It's too tanky. Rock the reactive vial so it doesn't have it later on against Shim or anything. I was hoping I'd eat a... Well, please tell me that's in a Grumper. Ah. Guess that was too much to ask. Debris Typhoon and Boomerang look so good on paper with Pig. It's kind of insane that you only have 2 weaknesses on a Saku and Pig board. I mean, Fire, Toxic, I guess, because you're ignoring Toxic. But I mean, Mashuk is technically fast enough. Divine Inspiration also great for slower teams to regen your win cons. My team's never really bulky enough for that. I do have a lot of bulk invests, but it just never feels like enough. I should have swapped out Grumper. I thought the Wolfie would stay in. One hit KOing Mashuk with 2 Debris Typhoons. A lot of Mashuks right now are running Reactive Vial. So you probably... I would be surprised to see you one-shot it with Debris Typhoon. I'd be very surprised. Swap back into Wolfie's good. Yadoro can't heal anymore. But I don't have a lot of great options for it. I'm not gonna Electric Storm because the Momo has nut bar and it would just heal off any damage I do deal to it. I really want the Theodoro to denigrate. Because dealing 22% to it every other turn is just sad. That's tough. Okay. He did go for it. Full tank. No, I'm -3 and it's +2. It was doomed from the start with that specific. Oh shoot! I don't think I killed a Momo here. Adara only gets one more move before it OXs, and I can take a beta burst. Actually swaps the Adoro here. Still have a chance. It depends on how much damage this does to Momo. If I can kill it here, I think I got a chance for sure. I do not kill it. If this is on Kapire, no. So I'm gonna say if it's on Kapire, oh my goodness, that one shot me. It must be a max special. It's not even a res badge. Kinda silly how I can take beta bursts better than I can take knockbacks. I should have doubled the Venks. He has ninja up anyways. He just kills Kapire. I get. He doesn't have ninja on the Venks. Oh. The Venks has already been on the field one turn. Turn 1 it stayed in and strangled. So you can see its ad shots used. He did have ninja. He just didn't click it that turn, I guess. Dang, GG. That was weird. I'm surprised. He would have taken out my Kapire and wouldn't have even had to take damage. GG's though. The Volphy sack is what flipped that game. Instead of attacking the Adoro, I wasted an attack and OX'd my Grumper on the Volphy, and also I burned Held Anger. So GG. Yeah. Oh. I wanted you to kill my Grumper like 3 turns earlier. It's I'm surprised you killed it at all. It was just a nuisance to me more than it was to you. Bronze CPG glass. I wouldn't have been able to. I had 24 stamina after the frond because of the savage. Got rid of my fake beard. So I would have had to CPG glass blade. Yeah, it was a good match. I don't even feel bad about losing that one. It was fun. That's gonna be the last one though. I've been streaming for 3 hours now. So I clear a couple encounters. So I mean, that's kind of the general idea I'm going for with this team. Played a lot of slower stuff, nothing faster. Gario, it's like if you don't bring a water type against some teams, it's just kind of an insta loss. So it's like I need some sort of water type, but I wanted a water that's not weak to electric, and there's just not a whole lot of those. I feel like first game, not even close, didn't do well in pick ban. Second game, you had to play so well to win. I think the team's really good. I'm still thinking of making a couple changes to it. I do like the team. I at the very least like the core of Pig, Mooflank, and Shimurian. Kind of an odd core, but I think it's super strong. Would beat stall like Geno and Baki easily. It's really nice against slow teams. Yes. Problem is it's I think it's even okay into like the meta mid-range teams, the Mashuk, Gazuma, Tolkien, Hazrat, Oshiara stuff. I think it's okay into that, not great. The problem is, I'm not sure how great it goes up against Digi aggro. It's like the Gario helps with that, Grumper helps with that, and Mooflank's okay. But you run into like a Digi aggro variation with Drakash, and all of a sudden they pick a Digi plus Drakash, and Wall is useless, Chim's useless, Kapaire's useless, Saku is next to useless, and they banned one of these two, so you're basically forced to lead Pig Mooflank, and your Mooflank is burned, so you just can't kill anything turn 1, and they kill you turn 2. It's tough. And if I do ban the Drakash, then you're facing Munko. I think Kunders and Natna are gonna bring Digi aggro. Wasn't there another Digi aggro player that got in through LCQ? Torin? Yeah. That was the last one. Yeah, I'll have to think of something. It's gonna be a tough matchup for sure. I think a lot of people are just kind of hoping to avoid it. I don't even like the Saku much on this team. Saku's defensive type encounters so many times. I don't know how many people are still going to be on Platimus, Volphy, and Worlds either. You get the best of the best, and most of them realize that you can be flexible outside of comfort picks and stuff. I missed the follow, Fakin, but thank you, I appreciate it. Three-plus people definitely run Digiago. It's a very consistent, easy value team. Yeah, even if it has like a 50-60% win rate, though, it's not something you'd really want to bring in a tournament. You'd want something that's more consistent than that. There's not a lot of people running more than 2 mentals or melees, because mentals and melees only hurt your Digi-aggro matchup, unless one of them is Saipat or Minotaur. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put some more thought into it. I'd like to be back tomorrow for another stream, but no guarantees. I might even play some tonight. But yeah, like it's gonna be all for me for now. I'm just fried. So thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Trying to think if there's any ending comments I really have. It's not really. I guess I could see if there's anyone to raid. Haven't raided anyone in a while. Search up, look at the Temtem category and when somebody's playing League. Nobody's playing PvP. I guess that's not uncommon, but there are some people playing the story. Maybe worth stopping over there and saying hi if you want. Make them feel welcome, but we won't raid anyone. So, thank you all, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.